Sup dorks. Don't you just love how simple video games could be? It's one of those things that feels so rewarding for knowing something that you'll never use in the real world. Like, look at this.
Out here killing these fictional creatures called sheep.
Sorry, my mistake. That wasn't a sheep, it was called a wool. What the fuck is a wool? Video games are just too darn hard to understand. I need something that can entertain me and also teach me how to play at the exact same time and tell me exactly what to do at exactly every single moment of my exact time of playing the game. There's no sheep in this game!
This is the Leapfrog Leapster. This is the first ever gaming experience I have ever had. A console made to help kids with learning from kindergarten to 4th grade. An experience that was co-owned by me and my sister. This is a handheld console that came out literally 2 days before I was born.
Leapfrog Leapster will forever be 2 days smarter than me. Even in college.
And on the Christmas morning of 2008, we were blessed with the first taste of gaming and the concept of shared custody. Keep in mind that this, along with a few computer games I played back in the day, were my very first experiences of the world of gaming.
Pig, egg. I'm not even tired.
Could you tell I was in good hands? The Leapster was a handheld made for learning on the go with video games, and was also another thing for parents to tell their kids to turn on the volume.
Thanks for the rhyme.
But I mean, hey, it could have been worse. I could have grown up like them.
Daddy did a funny dance, what'll I do?
Ew. While researching the system for this video, I learned just how many different Leapfrog game systems they made. Leapster, Leapster 2, Leapster Explorer, LeapPad Explorer, Leap TV, Leapfrog Epic. Oh my god, more iPad kids. But I mean, can you blame them for making so many game consoles?
Agent M, Agent Vivian, what you are about to see is top secret.
What is it?
This is the Leapster Multimedia Handheld. It's a learning...
Who the fuck wants an Xbox now?
Now, to be specific, my sister and I owned what was the Leapster Lmax, which was the sequel that came out in 2005, and we had it in a glorious metallic pink and purple. Wow, the Lmax was to have so many new features. Like 3 fucking wires. Apparently this version was able to be hooked up to the TV via color stream cables, which of course little me didn't understand. He was too busy sticking toy cookies in the VHS player. And if your game was dubbed not good enough for the big screens,
This cartridge is designed to be played without being plugged into the TV. Please unplug the TV cable, turn off your Leapster Lmax, and then turn it on again to play.
well, there's always squinting. This updated version was more or less how it was if you had the DS Lite compared to the DS. You knew that you were better, but you just didn't know why exactly at that age. But the Leapster did pretty well, selling 4 million units, making the Leapfrog company grow to what it is today, being ownable. The Leapster housed a wide selection of shows and characters from children's TV, so when little Timmy wanted to play The Incredibles to re-experience the amazing action from the movie,
Help Mr. Incredible solve more equations by pushing statues into place.
he learned that being a superhero stinks.
Let's look back at some of the old games I used to play on this system, and hopefully I'll be able to learn what a sheep is. And why a wool looks so fucking similar!
Call it a nostalgia factor, but this startup sound slaps. Unlike other older consoles where after you buy it, you just sit there looking at a menu for hours.
I could almost be playing Mario right now.
But when the Leapster boots up, you already got some choices to fool around with. We got Rabbit River, Color Corral, and Educational Game Tour. Look, a fence! This game could surely teach me the difference between what a sheep and a wool is. Color Corral is your typical run-of-the-mill painter, having a few canvases to pick from, and even animated stickers to make it look more lively. So that's what happens when you touch grass. There's nothing too crazy here, of course, but I definitely spent a good chunk of my time playing this. For the amount of sounds, colors, half-assed snow effects, it did the job well. Now, I myself don't have this system anymore, but there is something that I and anyone who's ever played Color Corral remembers. And it's this. You think I'm joking? I myself was one of these people too, and as I play this around my house, my dad even still remembers this goes. Nostalgia just doesn't die. Next, we have Rabbit River, which is almost like a backwards Frogger jumping log to log to get to the other side.
I can do this in my sleep.
This time, it's a little bit trickier.
Fuck!
I guarantee you I had no patience for this when I was a kid and never played this. Who needs math when you got ghosts and ducks?
Maybe if I played this more, there would be less crying when it came to flashcards.
But to give it credit, it does provide a good learning opportunity, and it helps to get practice for those in their respected math grade levels. And lastly on the Bear console is Educational Game Tour. Wow, there must be so many minigames to play and explore here. They got so many grade levels and options!
You can help Dora rescue wild animals. Dora the Explorer, Wildlife Rescue.
They're just ads. I mean, if we're being fair, this kind of is a genius false advertising strategy to get kids asking for these types of games. Oh, Mom, look, I want that one!
Let's get some of that blue oyster juice. It's so shiny.
No, Mom, please, I swear, just a second ago, I was playing piano! Although I have to say, they did get their hands on some good properties from Batman, Incredibles, SpongeBob, Madagascar, Dora, and...
The Amazing Spider-Man in the case of the Sinister Speller.
Oh God. Something about these games are just funny to me with how far they can stretch the concepts and characters. Or stretch out going 3 frames a second.
STPO.
I wonder what's for lunch.
Keep in mind that the version that we played on was from 2005, which is 1 year after the original DS was released. I mean, for a company that normally doesn't make games to make at least something, it is pretty good. But you think when these both released in the same month or so time frame that they would put this in a gameplay trailer compared to this?
Well, the Bear console had a lot to offer all by itself. Let's look back at some of the actual games I played on this system. Such as Rats.
Ratatouille is one of the first I could remember when recalling these, because who could forget gameplay like this?
Beat. Try again.
I have so much to learn.
Ratatouille consists of 5 different games, all with different difficulty levels. It's actually here where a staple for Leapfrog games can be found.
Touch a circle to Level 1, a good place to start. 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 Level 1, a good place to start.
The good place to start phrase was engraved in my head by a pink brick. Within these games, we find some iconic parts from the movie. From looking through the trash, surfing the cookbook, cooking with linguine, exploring Paris, and yes, stealing from the elderly.
Man, I can't wait to grow up with an education like this.
I mean, they're your run-of-the-mill learning games with word spelling, rhymes, following instructions in cooking, sorting, and with all the levels, it does build on these skills. And I do have to admit, there is a level of effort put into this experience with how they displayed their game, and the educational tools throughout their visuals, and...
Gotta be more careful. M.
On to the next one.
The Backyardigans. Unlike Ratatouille, I actually watched this at the time of playing. So going into this, I knew what to expect. Literally fucking anything. The Backyardigans work here, as they're already an educational TV show for kids that talk about problem solving and adventures. I'd rather watch Ratatouille to watch this old hag use a gun, not match words. Following similarly, we have 6 different games to play, which gives us 6 more chances to learn what the fuck a wool is. Only logical place to look for one would be
The icy frozen north.
sure. In the icy frozen north, Uniqua tasks us to find a Yeti and take a picture of it.
When you find what the explorers need, press the A button to take a picture, like this.
I think I missed a step.
It's kind of more your typical picture search to find items that you need, and they're just colored in to blend with the background. All to learn that the real Yeti was the frostbite we got along the way. Next, we go to the old days. Further, you're then put into a cave world to participate in a drum party, but apparently they just invented the word party, so you know how the party's going to turn out.
Hey, what the? There's no punch!
The game is about pattern memory. Press the drum in the order as shown, yada yada, and do other fun party festivities.
Now let's go howl at the moon.
Next game.
Off to the desert, where Tyrone and Pablo need to cross a chasm by jumping on tumbleweeds. Each one has a number, and you're told to jump on one of a certain number, which kind of feels like just a children's version of Squid Games. You make it across with the power of trust and friendship and knowing that neither of you guys are bandits. Then you come across Tasha and Uniqua on their own journey.
We're riding a range in the Wild West, tracking a mysterious bandit.
Well, good thing we have trust and friendship to know that neither of us are the bandit.
Tyrone and I can help you track the bandit. Right, Tyrone? Where did he go?
I fucking knew it!
In this game, we get across multiple canyons by yelling at rocks what shape they are. Heck, you don't see me falling over and crying when someone calls my body shape fat, do you? After doing this a whopping 2 times, you can confront our traitor.
It's the bandit! Cowboy Tyrone! I'm not a bandit. Do you want to ride the range with us? Sure, partner.
Then who was the fucking bandit?
And off to the beach we go for a day of surfing. Austin the lifeguard claims that only by finding the rad surfer stuff will we be able to surf the perfect wave, such as a life jacket, sunscreen, a starfish. Wait a second, this is just Yeti search at the beach!
I've been trained for this.
And lastly on our fever dream adventure list is finding treasure with the whole gang. Except Tasha, because she's a fucking bitch and gets no money.
Captain Pablo, do you think we're close to finding the buried treasure? Yes. Maybe.
We're fucking lost! All we have to do to get to the treasure is get across this divide in the land by jumping on top of moving objects with lettering on top of them.
This is the Wild West again, but with letters.
What should we do with them? Maybe we should hide the treasure before other pirates find it.
And that, my sweet children, is called money laundering.
It's gonna be a great weekend.
And that's what the Backyardigans has to offer for our educational journey. A bunch of jumping, drumming, and...
Look, I can steal from the elderly and launder money if I want to, but I'm starting to think that a wool may not even be a creature. Maybe it's just a byproduct of
Finding Nemo.
I'll definitely find it here.
Finding Nemo, a classic movie that tells us the story of a child kidnapping.
No.
This time the game was made by Disney Interactive, the game-making studio that produced many other Disney video games of all sorts of consoles. Honestly, it kind of shows as the experience seems aimed at kids, but staying very true to familiarity so kids can be more engaged. It reads the story as a book to you, or you can do it yourself. The mini-games are tied in, or even separate. All right, let's kick off our gaming venture with School Crossing. We have a group of fish trying to get across, and the soulless octopus gang loves swimming in fucking circles.
7 Fish Crossing.
Okay, and now the other 3.
Never knew a number could discriminate.
Deep Ocean Mystery is one of the least learning type games. Unless if you're deaf. You're given a list of creatures to find, and the louder the sound is after a tap shows just how close you are to one of them. I mean, yes, it gives you a brief fact about the creature you found, but what child is just gonna go to school like?
You know, goldfish can swallow fish bigger than itself.
Nathan, I asked what 3 times 3 is.
Oh, Leapfrog Leapster!
No. Maybe it just depends on the level, and there are some more advanced facts to be gained. Like how to not piss your pants. Jellyfish Jump is the take on the scene where Marlin and Dory nearly die and makes it about what children need to understand more. Colors and sizes! So you know, this is a game I could get behind. Straightforward and oh fuck, we're screwed. And lastly, the minigame Finding Nemo is honestly something that I can applaud the game makers for doing. It's a minigame based upon recalling events that actually happened in the story that they read through. Of course, it's not the most educational of the games, but learning the small details in memory makes the game just feel more connected as a title and wraps it up nicely.
All these games follow the same pattern of just doing the bare minimum and calling themselves an education game, and that's it. But what if there was a game that could actually do something incredible? Try.
You think I'm joking, don't you? Oh lord, it runs at 10 frames more than the other games, a whopping 15 frames! Go Diego Go Animal Rescuer has to be the best of the titles I played when it comes down to Leapfrog Leapster. It's a feeling of actual care and effort put into the game besides this. The story for this game is as similar as it is to the Diego show, with rescuing animals in different locations like the desert, jungle, and Antarctica.
All right, but what's my incentive to care?
If you help me rescue all the animals, you'll earn an official Animal Rescuer Pass.
Fucking sold!
So off we go to each of the 3 areas to help 2 animals in each, while problem solving involving numbers, shapes, surfing on mud.
Well, I remember learning 2 of those. and I still don't know what the fuck this thing is.
The game requires certain shapes or numbers to get past gates and make progress, and it honestly is the first of the games looking back where I was learning when I didn't even know I was, as I was being distracted by jeeps and parachutes. Each area deals with a certain task, like the jungle identifying letters and numbers, the desert for shapes, and Antarctica for learning math skills, which I know 6-year-old me was having a grand time with.
Find a number that's more than 16. Answer the question.
No!
To be completely honest, I find this to be an honestly good experience to be had for children's learning. It helps make learning do something it never could do before. Hang glide! And once you save all the animals, we get our moment of truth.
Guys, I think it's working. I'm starting to understand what animals actually are. Maybe I'll even be able to identify what a wool is. All I need is just one more game, and I think I'll be able to fully get a grasp of what it is to actually play a game and learn.
Animal genius.
This is it. This is gonna be the game that's gonna be actually able to teach me what a wool is.
You are a monkey.
I think I need a walkthrough.
Animal Genius is the last entry I remember owning for the Leapster, and honestly gives the most specific learning experience for learning about animals. Its design is simple, but always a fun trivia game. To win animals! Who needs Pokemon when you have this? When you boot up the game, you're given the choice of 5 locations from grasslands, Arctic, ocean, and so on. The games in each remain the same, but they're focused on animals that are from that particular area. Once you get 5 animals in each, you can finally take on the Elite Four, and oh crap, I've been playing Pokemon this whole time. So each animal has a certain point value to reach that we earn by playing 4 mini-games, including Maze Munch, Scratch and See, Match-O-Matic, and Feature Finder. All right, let's learn with Maze Muncher. You're given an animal like a monkey or panda, and you go and eat all the food in the area to win. That's it.
Just you try to teach children that starvation is better than this.
Scratch and See is pretty straightforward. You're given a screen to scratch a certain amount, and you guess what animal you see behind it.
Which animal do you see? Your choices are...
A tractor.
Which animal do you see?
Laser tag. Lady Gaga.
Scratch and see the hidden animal.
Leapfrog Leapster.
Match-O-Matic, the game where discrimination of appearance is the way to win. You're given some animal and a close-up view of what they look like, and you just match them together.
Oh my gosh, I know this one. It's the one that died.
Feature Finder is our last game and gives us a trait from weight to number of legs, and we just need to pick the animal that fits the category best, so every kid can know they'd rather be crushed by a monkey than a lion. I mean, all these games are fine and all, but they kind of just focus on kids playing it over and over and over again. And if you want to get every animal, you need to play the same 4 games 25 times per each game.
What do you mean playing the same 100 mini-games sounds like fun?
Well, whatever, we earned our animal and we can...
Just one more thing to do to win this animal.
Huh? Oh my god, there it is. This is the wool creature I was telling you guys about. All I need to do is answer 10 questions correctly and I'm going to get it. And then I can prove to you that it's real.
Can they fly?
Your favorite activity, of course they can.
They have whiskers.
Not that I've ever seen.
Do they lay eggs?
Always.
They have paws.
No.
Do they have 4 legs?
Nah, they got 100.
Do they live in the ocean?
Yeah.
Do they live in the woodlands?
Oh, they live in the ocean, you fucking idiot.
Do they have feathers?
Prettiest.
Do they have horns?
3 of them, actually.
Are they mammals?
No.
Do they live in the woodlands?
No! Maybe that wasn't a wool. And the rest was history. The Leapster Lmax was the first taste of video games I ever got. And as many people would find that to be embarrassing or weird, I find it a humble beginning.
These games are super low level and barely pass for games. However, they did do their job in engaging children in different types of learning in all sorts of ways. I'm just glad they just didn't interfere with any well-known series of games and just stuck to what it was made for.
Oh no! The math robots are loose!